Okay, so we live. I hope it doesn't do that again. Yeah, my camera randomly turned off. Well, my screen share. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Udy, and I go by UdyOnTheGlo here and on my other social media platforms. So make sure you subscribe to me here. Go ahead, click that button, and follow me there. Here on my channel, I share with you guys how I style myself, my home, my travels, and more. And today, I want to run through a few of my favorite Amazon finds for my home. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna pull up my list. So as I'm pulling up my list, how are you guys doing? I saw this thing that said when you ask people how they're doing, you shouldn't just ask that. You should ask, how are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling physically? Like specifics. Because if you ask how are you doing, people are like, I'm fine, I'm good, and not be good. You know, you ask me and I'm having a bad day, I'm not doing good. Like, I'm not holding my tongue. But I hope you guys are doing okay. So I got my list. Mind you, I don't even know where my phone is at. My phone disappeared like 10 minutes ago. So I'm just gonna use my iPad. So the first thing that I've had, and I've had it for years, I have a faux bird of paradise tree. Absolutely love that tree. I got it many years ago when I was still in my apartment, and his name is Oscar. Yes, I named my tree. I remember seeing this fact that said in order to focus better, of course you have to be in a clutter-free area, but they also said being by a window and seeing greenery help. So I feel like the touch of green not only matches like my color scheme that I have going, but it kind of adds a piece of serenity visually. So I love having my bird of paradise. I usually get a lot of questions of where I got it from whenever people stop by. So I know in the future I would want to get a real bird of paradise, like the really large ones. But right now I don't want to unalive the plant. So Oscar works perfectly fine. He is very low maintenance. All I do is wipe him down with a damp cloth whenever I remember. He's pretty easy to maintain and works for me. The next item I have is my coffee table. It fits my color scheme. I love the black and gold details and the high shine on the table. Now, here's another thing. It also adds it's a nice backdrop if I ever want to take pictures of something or record some type of content. So that's another thing. Get creative with the backgrounds you use. If you have a table with a nice shine to it or some type of pattern, that can work as a great backdrop to your content. With it being one of my favorite pieces, I love the black next to the gold and the square legs of the table. The geometry and the straight lines are exactly what I was going for. So I love it. I don't think Amazon sells this table anymore, but they do have, I guess, what you would call like the partner pieces, like other pieces that are part of a set that go with this table online. So I'll make sure I link those and find something similar for you guys. Next up, I have my bedside tables, which I have on either side of my bed. I wanted a minimal, clean look, and I wanted something that had mirrors and gold next to it because I just felt like that would give a light feel and meet exactly what I'm going for. So I picked up these tables from Amazon. They were super simple to put together. They're not too distracting, and that's what I love about them. Now, the last couple of years, I got more into fragrances, so I've been building my collection. I think I'm at a stopping point. I plan on getting you guys a video about that eventually. Let me know if you're interested in a fragrance video. But at one point, I was thinking about buying stands to display my perfume, but then I realized the way my side tables are set up right now, I just have them housed on the table in the first shelf. Originally, I had my perfumes like closer to the window, so I just switched them to the other side. That way, they're not getting hit with direct sunlight and they're protected. So I think it's a great, simple piece to have if you're going for a minimal or even a boho chic, just a light, clean look. The reflection from the mirror piece at the very bottom adds to that lightness. So next up, I have my console table, which is in my entryway. It houses so many random knickknacks. I also have a wooden bowl on top where I keep my keys and things I need to grab as I'm heading at the door. Now that I think about it, I got that bowl from Amazon too. If I can find something similar, I will link that as well. And I absolutely love this console table. One of the reasons I went for it is one, the affordability of it. Good console tables can get up there in price, which is what I realized when I was looking, especially the ones that are like all black. So I wanted to keep to my aesthetic and color scheme. So right now what I have going on, like at least in my living room area, I have blacks, creams, and neutrals with touches of gold. And I have a few green plants adding a bit of color, like Oscar, who I mentioned earlier. As I was getting pieces for my home, one of the things I wanted to do is challenge myself to add more texture, and I feel like having that little touch of cane adds that for me. It's more of that natural look, and it kind of brings it down and makes it more down to earth but still chic in a way. So I love that added bit of texture. If you're interested, links will be down below. Next up, I got these bar stools, and I love them, but I will say one thing about them. As beautiful as they are, they do tend to scratch easy. So if you have a countertop that's a little bit lower than they go, I would say just make sure you push them out just a little bit. But I love that wood look against the black. I feel like the dark wood on the chairs kind of matches my cabinetry, so that works for me. However, when I was looking for stools, I didn't know if I wanted to do an all black look or keep it with a touch of wood. Another thing for me is like I have this obsession with buying wood pieces. Like it's bad, so I have to like watch myself or just return them if they build up too much. Yeah, that's how I feel. I do like the stools. They have held up great. Just be mindful that they scratch, but let me know, do you guys think this black works for my setup, or should I do all black? Would you just keep them, or would you try something else out? Let me know. Next up, I have this faux pampas grass, and what I love about them is that they're not actually grass. There's some type of fiber, and I feel like that holds up so much more than the dried grass. So I don't know if I knew this when I was buying it, but love this piece. I put them in the jar that I got from Home Goods, and it's just the vibe in and of itself. It sits in its corner and it does its own thing. So if you're looking for pampas grass or something similar, just be mindful that the actual dried grass, it tends to shed and break off because it's dried, it's brittle. But if you can find something similar to this that's actually made of a fiber, I feel like this will hold up much better and much longer than actual dried grass. So yeah, next up I have hangers, and I'm going to say wooden hangers and velvet hangers. Now I have to say I did get a majority of my hangers in person from Ross and TJ Maxx, but the great thing about the colors I have, especially with the velvet hangers, is that I have colors that I feel like are easy to find. So if I ever need to add more, I'll definitely just order them from Amazon for convenience sake. So I'll make sure I link something similar in my description box. But I love these hangers, especially the wooden hangers, but things kind of slide off them a little bit more easy. So I feel like sometimes they have the option with the rubber grips on them, but I also have some that have clamps on them, and I've just been like incorporating them in different spots in my home. So right now my wooden hangers are mainly in my hallway closet, just in case someone needs to hang up their coat. I have them in my guest room, and I played around with the idea of using the ones that have the clamp in my linen closet to hang up my floor mats when I'm not using them. I'm still like working around the kinks of that, but in my main closet I use my velvet hangers because they grip my clothes. It's something about having hangers of all the same color and kind that makes me feel like my life is together, and it also encourages me to hang up stuff more. So I've been loving those, and I'll link something similar down below. So my half bath downstairs is pretty simple and to the point. However, there's no storage in there, so I decided to get this bamboo stand. I wanted to go for like a spa-like feel. That's the vibe I wanted, and so I can make even more major upgrade. On top of the stand, I put a reed diffuser just to have some smell goods in there, and I also love the storage compartment. So there I put hygienic products, refills of my paper towels, and I stashed away some cleaning products in there. And to go along with that, I went ahead and got a matching bamboo trash bin just so everything was matching. And now to the next one, again, I went a little bamboo wood crazy in there. I also got a bamboo paper towel holder as well as paper towel refills from Amazon. So I love it for what it's doing right now until I can upgrade to something more major, like switching out my sink for a floating shelf sink that's also probably like bamboo or that wood effect, and maybe like a stone bowl on top. We'll see, I'm not there yet. Okay, now next up, I have to talk about my electric kettle. It's like my days before having one, like, do they even count? Like, I love this kettle. I've also been drinking tea more in most recent years, and especially in the colder months. It's just weird to think about non-electric kettles just because of the time it takes for a kettle to heat up. Now, when I was picking out kettles, I was torn between two styles. I like the glass one that I have now just for its capacity and its aesthetics, but I also like the ones that have the really long spout, but I feel like they just don't hold as much volume as the glass one that I now have. But I still like both styles, so I'll link both below for you guys. Okay. This next one I got for my housewarming, and they are food hosting racks. So I was able to find these that are collapsible, so you're really optimizing the space that you use, and they just came in so clutch for my housewarming. The food that I catered, I just sat them in the racks and everything just went according to plan. So I believe the bundle that I got included the rack, some bundles, and I think some utensils. I have to double check. But if you're someone who hosts a lot of events, or you're looking to have more gatherings in the future to entertain your friends and family, I recommend getting these because they're functional and they save a lot of space in terms of storage. So definitely look into these. Now, next up, I got my steamer from Amazon. I got the all black to match my color scheme. I was this close. I was this close coming on here with a wrinkled shirt. I don't know if you guys can tell. I think the stain right here is bothering me. I don't know if I can edit that out. But you know, like if you wash something and the stain doesn't come all the way out and you dry it, it kind of sets the stain. So I'm hoping that's not what happened because it's one of my favorite shirts. But it kind of looks like it's set in. Anyway, I was this close to coming on here with a wrinkled shirt because y'all know I do not like ironing. If you didn't know, now you know. But what I do love about my steamer is I was able to get the wrinkles out within like 2 minutes right before shooting this. So I think it comes in handy, and it also helps me still look put together because some days I do not want to iron. I do not want to be bothered. But yes, the steamer does come in handy, so I think it's great to have in your home. Now I got this 2-tiered Lazy Susan just for better organization. I plan to use it in my master bathroom just to organize my hair products underneath my cabinet. So I'm still playing around with this as far as organization goes, but putting it together was super simple. So if you want to optimize space in your cabinets, or you're just looking for ways to just get more organized, I feel like this will work great tucked away in a cabinet, but also on a countertop. It is on a larger size, so it can hold like larger products. I would say if you don't have a lot to store, probably opt for something a little bit smaller. So I'll see if I can find like smaller Lazy Susans that are similar, so you guys have the option of a smaller one and a larger one to fit your needs. Next up, I have this ivory off-white love seat couch, whatever you're gonna call it. And there's a time where I wanted to do the setup in my dining room where it's like you have a bench on one side and you kind of have like a balconette. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called, a balconette? I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but basically, is it benchette? I feel like I'm making stuff up now. But I wanted to do the thing where you kind of have like a flat bench on one side and then you kind of have like a booth on the other. So I got this chair and I also got this ottoman, and I tried to make it work, but I wasn't crazy about the two together. The love seat was the only one I could find. I think I got it for under $200, but if you look at the legs are wood and they kind of have like more traditional contemporary look to them. But then the ottoman bench, I liked it because of the legs. Also, you have that square gold look that kind of mimics my coffee table, and I thought overall they meshed together. But for one, I feel like the gold legs and the wood on the other couch, they kind of clash, and low key the ottoman gold was a little bit different from my table gold. Now my table, I'm finna digress, but my table I got for a really good steal. I got it from CB2, and I remember I waited for it to go on sale, and at that time I think shipping was like over $100. I'm like, I'm not paying that. And they had the warehouse out in Sewanee. So if you're familiar with like Metro Atlanta and surrounding areas, y'all know Sewanee is like, it's on the east side. So I drove down to the warehouse and picked up my table and brought it home. That table was so heavy. Anyway, got that for a really good deal. Back to the point. So the legs on the ottoman don't necessarily like match the table all the way. So I just said I'm not even going to force it. So I've had the ottoman in my room for the longest. I brought it downstairs during my housewarming when I made like a photo booth area. So that served its purpose. Then the love seat, back when I had my apartment, I had this beautiful sunroom. So I used to have the love seat in there, and it was just a great area to just catch rays. Right now I have it in my office space, and you guys can see it behind me. So yes, that's my love seat. The ottoman has just been traveling around the house. And last but not least, I think I broke my sewing machine. So I went ahead and bought another sewing machine from Amazon. Something is actually deeply wrong with me because that thing has been sitting by my door for over a year now. I have not opened it and taken it upstairs. I don't even know if there's a sewing machine in that box. I feel like this video is going to encourage me to actually take it upstairs. What also pushed me to get it is that I got these super oversized pillows that I have on my bed, and I kind of want to use some of my old beddings that no longer fit my bed to make pillowcases. That way I'm repurposing the material and it's not going to waste. But yeah, I should get back to that now that I think about it. So that wraps up today's video. So I just wanted to share some items that I've been loving in my home and putting to great use, and hopefully they can give you a little bit of inspiration of things you may want to add or things you may want to try in your home. And if you're interested in any of these items, I will have them linked down in the description bar below. If you have any similar Amazon finds or things you think I should try out, please share them down in the comments down below, because you know we're generous over here. We like to share. But I just wanted this to be a quick, fun video to get out there. So if you made it this far, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And as always, continue telling a friend to tell a friend, like telephone about my videos. And I'll make sure I'll leave a couple videos on the screen for you guys to check out in the meantime. But until next time, bye guys. What else is up here? How do I... Girl, move. How do I get this to come off? Oh.